Cameron Smith is the man who started playing golf when he was just 2 years old. Yep, while other toddlers were figuring out how to string a sentence together, Cameron was out there swinging a golf club like it was nobody's business. From day one, he had one goal: to rule the world of golf. But instead of the applause and admiration he might have expected, people started throwing shade, calling him a traitor and a cheater. But why do people love to hate this guy? Well, it's not just his impressive golf game. Cameron's got a bit of a history with, let's say, creative rule interpretations. People started calling him a traitor and a cheater. And when those allegations came flying, did he throw up his hands and apologize? Nope. He doubled down with a dose of rudeness and aggression, only adding fuel to the fire of public disdain. So, buckle up, because we're about to spill the tea on why Cameron Smith has become the most detested player in the golf world. I know the title of our video sounds a bit over the top, right? Especially when the guy swings his club like a boss. But let's dish the dirt on why this might not be so far from the truth, starting with his infamous blunder at the St. Jude Championship. Cameron Smith's controversial moment at this pivotal tournament is a textbook case of how a seemingly minor hiccup can escalate into a full-blown saga. So there's Cameron in the thick of the action, and what does he do? He plays his ball from the wrong place. And just like that, bam! He's hit with a 2-stroke penalty. This isn't just a slap on the wrist, it's more like a cannonball to his scoreboard. Smith was cruising along, dreams of glory twinkling in his eyes, positioned to finish among the golfing elite. But post-penalty, his score tumbles from a promising 11 to a mere 9. Instead of basking in the top 5, he winds up tied for 13th. Talk about a heartbreaker, not just for him, but for all those fans who had their bets and hopes pinned on his victory. And oh, how the crowd reacted. The backlash was swift and brutal. Accusations flew faster than a golf ball on a windy day, with many claiming that Smith was trying to pull a fast one to snatch a better spot. Social media turned into a wildfire of debates and name-calling. This incident slotted right into the existing narrative. Cameron Smith, the rule bender, a title no athlete wants. For some, it was just an honest mistake. For others, it reeked of deliberate mischief. The fallout wasn't pretty at all. Before this mishap, Cameron Smith was the cool cat of the green, known for his icy nerves and slick skills. Let's just say he seemed a bit more human, but not in a good way. Critics had a field day, painting him as careless or even deceitful. That one decision to play from the wrong place not only cost him points, but also dented his image as a composed golfer. And no, folks, it's not just that one slip-up at the St. Jude that's got everyone's golf gloves in a twist about Cameron Smith. There's a whole soap opera worth of drama, especially his no-holds-barred takedown of Patrick Reed at the 2019 Hero World Challenge. So here's the scoop. December 7th, 2019, a sunny day in the Bahamas, and Patrick Reed decides it's a great time to do a bit of casual landscaping in a bunker. Yep, you guessed it. Cameras caught him giving the sand behind his ball a little shuffle with his practice swings. Result: a neat 2-stroke penalty for Reed. But while some whispered about camera angles and bad luck, Cameron Smith went full courtroom drama, calling Reed's camera angle excuse inexcusable. But Cameron didn't stop there. Oh no, he cranked up the drama by outright calling Reed a cheater. Talk about not pulling any punches. This obviously ruffled more than a few feathers. Some fans and fellow golf pros felt Cameron was just keeping it real, dishing out the truth like a judge at a talent show. They thought he crossed the line from candid to cantankerous, turning the golf course into a gossip column. And what did the PGA Tour think about our boy Cam's truth bombs? Let's just say they weren't handing out high fives. A stern talking to from a PGA Tour rep soon followed, a gentle reminder that there's a fine line between being honest and stirring the pot too vigorously. Half of them clapped Cameron on the back for calling out what he saw as a clear foul. The other half thought he was just kicking up a sandstorm of drama, damaging that precious camaraderie on the tour. As for Reed, let's just say he probably won't be sending Cameron a Christmas card anytime soon. So, the news broke that Cameron Smith and Patrick Reed's drama hit peak levels at the 2019 President's Cup in Australia. Talk about a showdown that could have sold tickets on its own. These two had been brewing a storm ever since Smith called Reed out for his, let's say, creative sandcastle building at the Hero World Challenge. Fast forward to the President's Cup, and you've got these two paired up in a 4-ball match. Can you say awkward? As they're playing, you can practically cut the tension with a butter knife. Then comes the pièce de résistance. The two of them shoulder check each other while walking to the next hole. A love tap that was probably more electric than any sparks on Valentine's Day. The audience and the other players were totally caught in this drama. Reed, already about as popular as a sand trap at a beach party, got booed so loudly it probably echoed back to the States. And then came the zinger from the crowd. "Hey Reed, are you gonna make your caddy carry 14 clubs and a shovel?" That one's going to sting for a while. This little scuffle didn't just stir up the tournament, it practically threw Cameron Smith's reputation into a blender. On one hand, folks admired him for not mincing words and standing up like a knight in shining armor. On the other, some thought he was just stirring the pot, turning the golf course into a reality TV set. And now, for the juiciest, most scandal-packed reason, people started giving Cameron Smith the side-eye. His blockbuster move from the PGA Tour to LIV Golf. On August 30th, 2022, Smith dropped the bomb, and boy did it explode. The guy, a 29-year-old Aussie who was chilling at the number 2 spot in the world rankings, inked a deal with the Saudi-backed LIV Golf for a cool $100 million. Talk about hitting the jackpot! This wasn't just a career move. It was like moving from a comfy, well-loved old couch to a shiny new gold-plated throne. And let's be honest, who wouldn't be tempted by a $100 million carrot dangled in front of them? But this golden handshake didn't just make waves, it practically caused a tsunami in the golfing world. Many fans felt like they'd been ghosted at the altar, calling him everything from a traitor to a sellout. Social media turned into an arena, with folks throwing around the G word, greed that is, like it was going out of style. So, is this perception of Smith fair or blown out of proportion? On one side, you could argue that his attitude reflects a fierce commitment to his principles and a competitive edge necessary for top-tier success. On the flip side, his bluntness and lack of diplomacy can come across as disrespectful to his peers and the sport. But maybe you got some opposite ideas about him. Share your 2 cents in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe the channel.